See, that's on, that's on, that's on. Lights, camera, action.
Indeed.
Welcome everybody to Aggressively Casual Season 2, Episode 11. I've tentatively titled this "The Industry is on Fire and It Isn't Our Fault." The hits keep coming.
It's not our fault.
All right, as far as we know, it's not our fault. Right, exactly. It's been an interesting couple of weeks since we last saw you, friends. We have a lot of things to talk about tonight. But first, as always, I am Freebird. With me to my left is Cheeks. Say hi, Cheeks.
Hi.
And what the hell have you been playing recently, my friend?
Oh, good lord. So we kicked around some Windrose, some of the Guardians of the Wild Sky. Project Gorgon is still high on the list. I also pulled a demo. I haven't tried it yet for Spacecraft.
Okay, which is?
I haven't had a chance. Space survival game. I have not had a chance to play. I also have played a bit of Titan Quest 2. That's out in early access.
Have they released? I'm about to say, have they released more for that? Because the last time I looked at it, it wasn't very feature complete.
It's I think quite a bit of the first act is in place at this
point. Okay.
I'd have to go look, but it's more than when I first got it. So it doesn't matter. It's Titan Quest, and I was like, shut up, take my money.
Yeah, I mean, fair. Yeah, for me,
all of the Diablo clones out there,
yeah,
Titan Quest is probably still one, and I guess I should say Diablo 2 clones out there.
Yeah.
Still one of, if not the best one.
Yeah, I would tend to agree.
Again, much like survival games, I play mini ARPG games. So
fair. Yeah, for me,
the Prehistoric Hunt.
How is that?
It's interesting. I haven't had a chance to play a lot of it because it does take some time. It is not a fast game. It is, and any stretch of the imagination.
Fair.
But I mean, it's basically Call of the Wild, a hunter.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs.
I don't know. Every video you've sent me of somebody playing that game, they are terrible at playing that game.
Well, yes. Like the guy the other day is like, encounter with a T-Rex. I'm like, dude, you ripped out like 12 shots. Not a single one of those got anywhere near his head.
Right. I'm like, there's no headshot here. Like, what did I say to you? Oh, it was a lot of spray and pray, and you were like, and mostly pray, and I was like, yeah, yeah, pretty much. So I would like to see somebody play that game that actually knows how what they're doing, how to play a game like that.
Those are just the shorts that show up.
Yeah, fair.
That amuse me.
Fair. I thought it was funny. My end, I played a bit of the new Resident Evil game. That is a lot of fun. We will have some sort of content on that soon once I get out of the World of Warcraft hole that I'm in. Playing now that the new expansion is out, is getting all sorted with that and things like that. And then I also we got access to Over the Top World War One. Which
talk about that.
We can talk about it. Yeah.
Massive, like 100, 200 people on a side. Apparently, very Battlefield 6-esque. Only World War One.
Oh,
trenches. It looks like. So I have played one match. I got waffled pretty hard, but I expect to. I'm looking forward to playing more and more of that, actually.
I also picked up installed the Outbound demo.
Yes, I haven't.
That is a good little cozy survival crafting game, man. It's really good. I was having a really good time. Highly recommend downloading that demo and checking it out if you haven't. It is a wonderful time.
One. No, I haven't installed it yet.
Yeah, it's a good time. I was honestly shocked at how deep it is, even for a demo.
That's how Grandma died.
Jesus Christ! God damn it, Cheeks.
Yeah, I think you count it. You know what? Let's find out what's in here.
Oh yes.
So, as a preface, this box arrived on my doorstep the day after the last Aggressively Casual.
Yes.
With a note that said, "Open,
And I was supposed to get
We have
one too.
arrived.
However, my neighbors
Yes.
are shit cunts.
Correct. So let us find out what is in this box.
What is in the box?
'Cause I'm terribly curious. I literally just basically hid it from myself so that
So
I
you wouldn't
I
open
wouldn't
the
be
box.
tempted.
Right. I feel that. I am the same way.
Obviously, since it could wait for 2 weeks, there's nothing alive in here.
Oh, you hope.
True enough. All right. Moment of truth.
Moment of truth,
Wow!
justice in the American. Oh, hey!
Paper.
Hey! You needed some of that.
It did. Oh, it's a box inside of a box.
Oh, we love those.
Yeah. All right. It's a smaller box inside of the bigger box. Oh God, that hurt. Put
We
that
love
over there.
those.
Now we shall open the smaller box.
In before, it is just a series of progressively smaller boxes.
Right. It's Russian doll boxes. I would not put that past the person who sent this to
No,
me.
I would. Yeah, me
That
either.
would be the wonderful, longtime friend, hopefully actual supporter of the channel, Balvier. I'm joking. He's very much a supporter of this channel.
You often hear him as a disembodied voice hanging around here.
So I'm not sure what this is yet.
What?
What in the blue hell? Okay. It's a. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, I know what this is. This is cool. It is an MP3 player. Hang on.
Hanging on.
Fallout.
Nice. Nice.
And it has these.
Nice.
That then slot in there. I'm assuming when you plug it in, we'll play the tune.
Nice. That's awesome.
I will plug that in and try it later. That is awesome. Thank you very much.
Oh.
Yay, geeky swaggy stuff.
Geeky swag. We love geeky swag. So friends, once again, as I seem to say every goddamn show these days, it is an incredibly interesting time in the games industry. Like I said, I titled the show, "The Industry's on Fire and it isn't our fault."
I have forgotten that that's actually a curse.
Right, exactly. But I wanna start with this one tonight because honestly, I wanna just talk about it and get it out of the way. I'll be 100% honest with you. We played Marathon, and if you watched that stream, you know our feelings on Marathon. If you didn't watch that stream, by the fact that I have a stern look on my face and I'm not jumping up and down for joy, I think you can tell where this is going.
Yeah, so to not get too deep in it, and first of all, let me preface this. If you liked it, enjoy yourself.
Yep.
May it last longer than High Guard. We'll talk about that too. For me, it was fair to middling at best. It needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
Not really ready yet.
Well, the thing
We'll
that
see how it goes.
here's like the red flags for me, right? Were somebody at Bungie thought it was a great idea to censor the phrase Arc Raiders in chat.
Yes, that was friggin' hilarious.
And then they got caught.
Hours.
And they got caught and they quietly uncensored it. I mean that's very normal behavior. Yeah. That's what you do when you say that you fear no competition, right? And then you immediately fear a competitor in writing. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, a lot of people are making a big deal about the player chart numbers for Steam specifically. Like, and I mean, I get it. Like, yeah, you don't want to see, like, for your, free trial, basically, of what is supposed to be the game that's going to save your company, you don't want to see your numbers dip by half after a day. But at the
Apparently, my
same
voice is a little
time,
low.
but at the
Should turn it
same
up a little bit.
time, I got you. At the same time, if if people know this game's coming out tomorrow, right? I can see where people would jump in, check it out, make sure it runs on their machine. Hi, cheeks. And then dip out because nothing is going to carry over. No progress, no nothing. Oh, your camera just died.
I know. I turned it off.
Okay. And I have a hard time reconciling it. My problem with the game was the time to kill is terrible. Right? The time to kill is just bad. And there were a couple of creators that I watched videos on, and I think you watched similar ones or the same ones, where you had said that it was like the scenario either became you either get ganked by somebody who gets to jump on you, or
Right.
you do the same to somebody else.
Yep.
There's no other real way to PvP in that game.
Of the time that we played, the engagements we got into, we managed to turn an engagement once
Yep. Yep.
out of
And
like a dozen or 2 dozen times.
yep. And that was because, and honestly, I think watching that bit back, I think it's because they did not know where Buckshot was.
Right.
Because they kept focusing on me, which allowed him to go behind them.
Yeah, I got planked on them, but yeah, they lost track of where we all were.
Yeah.
But for a lot of times, you just seem to be one shot. Which, okay, whatever. If that's the way it's going to be, that's the way it's going to be. But that also means for
Right.
the casual player, it's going to be more difficult to engage.
Right. I mean, it's like the other thing is like player counts and player count charts, right? Are they only tell part of the story,
Sure, they
right?
can only tell their story, but here's the thing. And right now, it's like number 3 on the pre-order list. So
Yeah.
we don't have players.
You'll have like
But
the question is
Highguard had 2 million of them.
right,
And shuts down in 8 days.
right,
So
right.
will it sustain them is really the question. And now let me say I hope it does. I hope it does well and they
Me too.
make bucketloads of money and can fix everything that's wrong in Bungie.
Absolutely.
But
but
I have my doubts that it's going to happen.
well, right. I live in reality, and I'm kind of, and we talked about this the last show in terms of like the hyperbolic language, right? The other thing is that a lot of outlets, right, and this is one thing that drives me batty. A lot of outlets are starting to use Steam DB numbers as vibes-based journalism, right?
Yeah.
Which ties in what we talked about last time because of the hyperbolic language of this game is dead, yet it has thousands of people playing the game.
Right.
And it drives me up the fucking wall. And like, do I want Marathon to fail?
Look at
No.
trends,
Right?
right? You can't really look at day-to-day numbers. Don't tell you anything.
No. You need
Because okay, maybe there's an outage somewhere, so you have a massive amount of people who can't get to it.
right.
Whatever. There's a ton of reasons why a day-to-day player count might drop. But look at the trends, right? And if we look at the trend for the server slam, that's not going to give you a great picture. 143, 148 peak. But by the end of it, there were 200 people playing.
Yeah.
Now, I get it. It's a server slam. A lot of people probably played it, went either, yeah, I'm going to play this, and then put it away because it's a server slam and nothing was carrying over.
Right.
Although there were rewards you could earn that cosmetics that apparently carried over.
Right.
Will carry over. And then there's a lot of people who like us who played it for a few hours. We played it for what, a couple hours, really. We didn't just get in and quit.
Yeah.
And we're like, nah, this is not for me. And so you put it away. So the numbers in the server slam certainly do not reflect, I think, what may be the real numbers. But you have to hope that that's not a preview.
Right, exactly.
Now the game itself, Bungie has responded to some of it. Some of it they've said we're not changing. Some of it they've, like a lot of companies these days, and I'm of two minds on this. Uh, I will first be able to tell people, do not abuse. Don't just take pot shots at the company. If
Right.
you have critiques, critique them.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But if you have a problem, have a reason for it.
Right.
If the reason is I just don't like the game, then say you don't like the game and move on.
But yeah.
But if you're like, hey, this is why I don't like the game, give them that. But at least be moderately respectful when you do it.
Right. Yeah.
And that's part of
Exactly.
the problem. And now though you've got companies who are feeling free to take shots back
Yeah.
at the crowd. And I'm not sure how I feel about that overall. I think at the end of the day, it's bad for business.
Yeah. Yeah. I would
Um,
agree.
we will see.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll see what happens with Marathon.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm not
maybe two
holding out
weeks from
hope.
now
Yeah.
they'll throw out a patch, and suddenly we'll be like, hey, let's try this.
Yeah.
Let's actually give it a
Exactly.
shot.
Exactly.
Um,
I'm not holding out hope, but I'm also not going to be. We will see where things fall, right?
yeah, we'll keep an eye on it and see what happens.
Well,
Right? I'm
and
still far more interested in Destiny than I am in Marathon, and I think that's part of the problem too. You have this large player base in Destiny who
yeah,
feels like they've been forgotten,
absolutely.
and I think there's some justification to that. On the other hand, Bungie is not the company that is the size that it once was.
Right.
So
When but
they don't
Bungie
have
is.
as many eggs to put in baskets as they used to.
It's not even that. It's that Bungie's also just not
You
the
know.
same company anymore.
Well, there is that.
And
I'm not even getting that deep into
yeah,
this.
fair,
Whether
fair,
it is or isn't,
fair,
I'm not even getting that deep into whether the company is crappy now or not. The
fair.
fact of the matter is the company is much smaller now.
Right.
You have a smaller pool of people with which to spread around to now multiple projects.
Right.
So something will have
So
to give. And in this case, that something appears to be Destiny.
yeah. So that kind of segues into the next topic that we had on the list, which is, how long does a game get to be bad? And this seems to be, right, a conversation that you and I have had multiple times offline. I think a bunch of people in both of our like friend groups and even just online have had it where like you boot a game and it's fine, or other people say that it's great, or whatever, or it's
Right.
whatever. But when do you
Well,
pull the plug? Like, how, do you
what
trust?
prompted that?
Do you trust a million
That's
people
not
going? It
exactly.
gets good after
That's not
20
exactly
hours.
what I meant by that.
Yeah.
That's not exactly what I meant by that.
Okay.
Um, what I meant was how long, for example, let's marathon. Let's be honest. We hung into that longer than we wanted to.
Yeah.
By the end of it, all three of us were like, "Oh God, can we just be done with this?"
Can we go play
And
literally anything else?
right, what I meant by that was how long, and I've seen videos and I've seen comment Reddit threads and everything else, and I get it. When you start a game, they always kind of suck
Yeah.
because you don't have any gear. You don't have any gear. You don't have any skills. You don't know how any of this crap works.
Yeah.
You don't know how. But how long do you give a game to present you the information that you need before it becomes good? You hear
Right.
this even about, like, say, WoW.
Yeah.
Oh, the real game is the end game. Then just skip to the end. Don't make me play 100 hours to get to it.
Right.
If that's when your game gets good, I'm not going to spend that long
Right.
waiting. That whole point there was how long
Well,
do you wait? And this is individual, right? Because one person might say, oh, this game is pretty good. An example there is No Man's Sky.
yeah.
When No Man's Sky released, everybody was like, oh my God, this sucks, this isn't what they said, this isn't. Meanwhile, I'm over here happily going, I enjoy this. Why? Because I didn't jump on the hype train. As a matter of fact, if you recall, I used to specifically tell you, don't send me crap about No Man's Sky. I don't want
Yeah.
to see it. I don't
Yeah.
want to hear it. I'm not
Yep.
interested.
Yep.
What comes out will be what comes out. So it goes back to what I talked about last time is I met the game where it was,
Yep.
and where the game was, for me,
Well,
was pretty good. But that's the point of that is how long do you give a game
right.
to get good?
Well, yeah. I said the it
Or get
gets
enjoyable,
good.
I guess should be
Yeah, yeah, get
the
enjoyable.
the
Yeah.
better phrase, not good, because
Well, yeah, because
good and bad is objective in this case, and it's not exactly what we're talking about. How long before you decide that the game is good for you?
right. Yeah. I mean, because the question I was going to ask is do you trust the it gets good after 20 hours crowd, or do or is somebody saying even that oh hey this game gets really good 10 hours in, like is that supposedly a selling feature or is that a warning label?
Right. And this came up to me first. The first game that always comes to mind about this, Borderlands.
Yeah. Okay.
When the original Borderlands dropped, I bought it because I was excited. I was like, "Oh, something's another looter shooter, right?
Right.
That's not Destiny." Because at the time I wasn't playing Destiny because I tried Destiny and got a little ways into it and decided it wasn't for me, so I stepped away for a little while.
Right.
Borderlands came out, and I get this game, and I'm playing it. And I've been playing it now for like 2, 3 hours,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm bored out of my skull. So I refunded it. I took it back to the store because you could still actually get discs at that point.
Yeah.
I took it back, got something else, and then like next day at work or a day or two later at work, I had a coworker was like, "Oh man, it gets really good once you get past the when it starts to open up and you can play with other people, then it gets really good."
Right.
So fast forward, and for whatever reason, I found another copy for like $5. So I picked it back up, and I spent the enormous amount of time it takes in the first game and the second. They didn't really fix this until about the current one, to be honest.
Yeah.
The current one mostly fixes this problem. Before you finally get to the town and the game actually opens up, and sure enough, it gets good.
Yeah.
But your average gamer is not going to spend 10 or 12 hours waiting for a game to get good. There has to be
Right. Well,
something that keeps their attention.
yeah, I mean, I've got like 2 points on this that I keep coming back to. Like, well, technically three, but I'm gonna try to make it two. Um, and that it's really what we're talking about. It seems is the idea of like first impressions versus slow burns, right? Games that hook you immediately versus ones that actually reward patience, and the ones that
Sure,
lie
but
about rewarding patience,
that's well, right. That's just it.
right?
How patient should you
Well,
be?
well, my thing.
Um, you
Go
know,
ahead, sorry. My thing is that if a game needs 20 hours of tutorial, we'll call it, right? Before
that's
it's
too long.
fun, that is the game. You're describing the
Absolutely.
game, right?
Yeah, you just played the
Like,
game, right?
my the rule that I tend to follow, right? And I don't know if you're similar, but the rule that I tend to follow is one session. If I'm not at
Right.
least curious after one session, I'm out. I'm out. I don't have the time.
I might occasionally, depending on the game,
Yeah.
give it more than one.
Fair. Right.
Depending on the genre, also depends on how long the session is,
Fair.
I guess. But yeah, it's not going to be that long if you don't have anything that's like gripping me and going, okay, I see something here on the horizon
Right.
that might suddenly turn this game from what the hell am I doing to oh crap, this is fun.
So, well, right,
Very true, Mel.
well, the other, 1 or 2 hours to finish exactly, but like, so the it gets good eventually pitch, right? That really only works like once per studio per person. Once you burn that bridge, it's gone.
Absolutely.
Like people talked about that with like Mass Effect 1, right? And how Mass Effect 1 was kind of a mess, right? Good story buried under some weird mechanics and some issues that people couldn't get past, so much that they did not play Mass Effect 2, which is one of the best games I've ever played in my entire life. They burned a lot of people that with Mass Effect 1, and it cost them potential players to make Mass Effect 2 even more successful than it already was. But like, I guess the question that I have for you as we're talking about this subject is, has a game ever genuinely won you back after a bad start? After,
Borderlands. We
uh,
literally just talked about it.
well, fair, but I wasn't sure if that was more of that like that was like winning you back, if that was or if that was just you were,
No,
yeah,
I consider that winning me back because I
okay,
was done with it. Um, yeah, there's been a couple over time. Well, Elder Scrolls Online got close.
fair, fair,
Recently. I
yeah,
spent more time in Elder Scrolls in ESO this last time than I have probably in all of our previous attempts.
yeah.
Certainly,
God, that game is so
So,
good.
and then, we'd still be
I need,
playing it if we hadn't got distracted with other things.
I need. Oh, well, I want to see the new content hit, so we could experience that too.
Well, right.
Um,
There's part of it, right?
that's part of it. Because
Uh,
right now we're just kind of we were just kind of catching up on stuff that was released
yeah.
previously and whatever.
Um, but at the end of the day, I'd rather play Gorgon. So, I mean,
Yeah, fair. That's fair.
uh,
That's fair. So
but yeah,
beyond,
a game can win you back.
yeah.
What else? There was something else too. There's been a few things that we've stopped playing and gone back to. Now, is there something that I had just said other than those two where I had just said, no, I'm done with this. This sucks.
For me, a game.
Probably. But
Go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. For
No,
me,
I was saying probably, but I
okay,
can't
yeah.
really think of one right off the hand.
For Fallout 76, I didn't like it at the start, and I was pretty frustrated with what they put out. Not just because I was in the they lied to us crap. No, I didn't give a shit about that. It was just it wasn't fun for me. I'm like I didn't have any because I wasn't playing with you. I wasn't playing with Jeff. I was playing with
Right.
one of my other friends who was only on half the time that I was. So
Right.
I'm like, what's the point? Because I feel like I can't do anything without playing the get. I can't and I can't progress anything because you're not here. It was frustrating. And the
Yeah.
solo experience at the beginning of Fallout 76 was
Pretty bad.
terrible.
It was pretty bad. For Jeff and I, that came out. We were already playing together.
Yeah.
So, it does make a difference.
Yeah.
Now, I liked 76. I found it lacking, and I thought from the very beginning that the lack of actual NPCs was a terrible choice.
Same.
Because it just made the entire and I guess it makes a certain sort of sense because this is like not that long after the fall, but it made the entire world just dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it would have made more sense if there wasn't already things out there when you got out there. There was obviously civilization out there. So if you'd have been the one starting all that, in other words, finding that occasional person that's still alive and going, oh, hey, come back to this town and we can try to rebuild civilization, that would have been different.
Right. Well,
but,
and like and like there are a couple other games on my list, but nothing that really comes to mind is like, oh yeah, this one. It just Fallout 76 is probably the most recent example.
But I think in general, once a game loses you, it loses you.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Like, what was the one that a bunch of people were high on? Delta Force. Last year, people were so high on Delta Force, and Stu and I played the shit out of that game in the beta. And we were like, wow, this is amazing. And then it came out, and we were like, wait, how did they fuck this so? Because whatever they did, I don't know what decisions they made between the beta and the game launching.
No longer amazing.
And it was no longer amazing. Part of it was because we discovered that the technology for shooting was actually controlled by where it saw where your eyeballs in the game were. So, like, you would go to, like, shoot somebody with a sniper rifle and just completely fucking miss because the game thought your eyes weren't looking in the right spot.
Nice.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Up
I love
here,
it.
buddy. Up here.
Right. Yeah, my eyes are up here. Do you even know what color they are? Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I think in general, once a game loses you, it loses you.
Yeah, I would agree.
Especially this day and age. I think that would be incredibly hard this day and age.
Yeah.
Which in a way it kind of sucks. There's some good games out there that didn't
What?
get their time, didn't get their due.
Outriders was so good. Oh, I loved that game.
Yeah,
I loved that game. I was
yeah.
so mad.
Outriders was good.
I was so mad that we're never gonna get a sequel to that game, and I'm
No,
mad about it. And I'm so
no,
mad
we're
about it.
not
But the
for
thing,
sure.
well, because people wanted Outriders to be something it wasn't, right? The devs said from
Right,
the outset that Outriders was not a live service title, but people
right.
wanted it to be a live service title.
The
So then
weird
they
thing is
came
people
out.
bitch about live service titles, and then you give them one that's not, and then they bitch about that.
Well, it's like it's like I said last week. Gamers said they want something until they get it.
We are fickle bitches, folks. That's the thing.
We are indeed.
Yeah, it's like God.
Speaking
Can't have your cake and eat it too. Basically,
Speaking of fickle bitches, I swear to God, you're just on the Segway train tonight. Highguard
that's what I do.
shuts down in 8 days.
Highguard shuts down in 8 days, which is a shame. Really,
Which is a shame. I mean, it really is. But the thing of it is, once it was revealed that Tencent was the money behind it, and then it was revealed that they had pulled their funding, you knew it was only a matter of time.
It was dead. It was dead. It was dead at that
dead
point.
in the water.
Dead in the water at that point.
Highguard is the latest live service game to shut down, right? It joins what I've called an increasingly crowded cemetery, right?
Right.
Because the conversation around these titles always goes the same way, right? And we'll talk about the thing you put in the list about, the 2.0 thing and whatnot in a minute. But like, I want to dig into a second to what that actually means, because my thing is like the live service model and the games as a service model, right, has become a lottery.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that,
one could argue that it always was.
well, right, but what I mean by that is most tickets lose in the lottery, right? You get one or two that win for the most part, right?
Sure.
And this isn't new, right? Like you said, it's kind of always been this way. But why do publishers keep buying lottery tickets?
Right. Why you keep going all in on this sort of game? And the problem is too.
Well, the thing.
They're doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing that a lot of content creators do. They're chasing the trend.
Well, right.
The problem is, by the time you can chase that trend, it's passed you by.
Well, yeah, that's what, and
that was
that's the thing.
Part of Highguard's problem.
Yeah.
That's part of Marathon's problem.
Yeah, it's very true. It's very true. I mean, a lot of people are comparing this, and in some ways they are right to do so. In some ways they take it too far, to Concord and Anthem, right? Now, they're not the same story, right? It's not the same story. And in fact,
it's certainly not Concord 2.0.
Well,
whatever. Right. Is it Concord 2.0 or is it Anthem 3.0?
No.
Or is it oh crap. I had the name of the game right in front of me and it's slipped through my head. Each of these are their own story.
Right.
And I think it's important that we leave it that way because it doesn't inadvertently hide a pattern.
Right.
Or a trend.
Forgive me for standing on a soapbox for a second here, but you said it earlier, and I honestly can't remember if that was offline or if it was earlier in the show. But Concord is Concord, right?
Yeah.
And Anthem is Anthem.
Anthem is Anthem.
And Highguard is Highguard. Can we please stop flattening every failed game into some cautionary tale of, oh my God, this game is going to be the next bleh? Like, the thing of it is, people saying...
that hides things.
Right, it hides things. But it also discounts things like people saying that Highguard is Concord 2.0 is a massive insult to the legendary status of Concord's failure. Right?
There is that.
Here's the deal, right? Concord was a whole branded PlayStation game with a branded DualSense controller, a TV show that didn't even launch, and the failure of Concord should be studied, and probably has been studied by now, right?
So are we at Anthem 2.0 or are we at Defiance 5.0?
Right?
The whole TV show thing.
Right.
But yeah, the whole thing, it points to the differences between what is happening and it hides, I think, the greater trend of why are these games failing. And of course, I think the answer is because they're chasing a trend, and by the time
Right.
they can chase it, they don't really care. They're just trying to grab some of that money
Well,
instead
that's the
of
thing.
let's make the
Yeah.
best game we can make, and is this really it?
Well, right, because once again, we talked about this before, but it always boils down to that these publishers are beholden to the shareholders and nobody else, right? And if the shareholders aren't happy, ain't no one gonna be happy. It's just like being married, apparently.
Right.
But
Why don't you?
but yeah, I just like the real legacy of Concord, right? People want to talk about this. Nobody wants to have this conversation, but the real legacy of Concord is that every failed live service game will now be measured against it forever.
Sure.
Like and the thing of it is that like publishers for some reason again because they're beholden to shareholders, and shareholders see that Call of Duty makes money, World of Warcraft makes money, Battlefield makes money, all the Division made money, right? Publishers will see all of these companies, right, and they'll greenlight the next live service game before the announcement trailer for this shutdown even finishes fucking rendering, right? That's how this works.
Right.
But my question for you, because we talk a lot about the live service games on this show, and we talk a lot about how it really only seems to be the Arc Raiders, the this that the other thing that seem to really make any headway, right? Call of Duty, Battlefield. Is there a version of the live service model that's actually sustainable long term for, we'll call them mid-tier studios? Or is it
That's actually
basically, again, only a lottery that the biggest publishers can afford to play?
I tend towards it's a lottery. Because, and part of that is, and this kind of sucks, right? The gaming community, all of us, every single one of us, the hunger for content will always far outstrip your ability to provide it.
Fair.
So there's no amount of content you can really pump out to keep up with that demand. So you're always going to end up in this chasing that particular rabbit of trying to get people to keep spending money on your game so you can keep developing it and provide the content, but there's not enough content to keep me interested
Yeah.
long enough, or not enough interesting things to buy. I am totally all whatever. You want to sell cosmetics till the cows come home. Don't care. Um, you know, but I think at the end of the day, it's always been a very fragile paradigm.
Yeah.
Look at me using big words. It's always been fragile. We've seen it. The problem is too, we've watched this collapse now time and time and time and time again. But you would think, you made the question, is it only things that AAA companies can play? Explain Anthem.
Right.
You can't say that they're not a AAA company.
Right.
But they bought the wrong lottery ticket. So
right, exactly.
I think it's just, I think at the end of the day, it's just kind of a lottery, and what you're looking for is that lightning in a bottle.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That hits. You have to. The weird thing, change in things that come along. You can argue that Destiny came along at the right time, right?
Yeah.
Because there really wasn't. Halo, Gears of War.
Right, but there wasn't anything like it in that space. There really wasn't.
Right.
And
but now when you bring a high guard, a marathon, you're bringing that into a busy space.
Yeah.
You better bring the goods, and you can't, when you're bringing something. Okay, so if you're bringing a Destiny into an empty space, you can afford to be pretty good, but not great. Yeah. Because let's face it, Destiny Year 1 was a lot of things. Great was not on that list.
Right.
I'm looking at you, Forever 29.
Yeah, but, New World. Yeah.
I'm not saying it was bad. It wasn't bad. It was good. It was really good. but I would hard pressed to say that it was great out of the
Fair.
gate. It doesn't start becoming great until we get to the Taken King.
Yeah.
But so point being, empty environment, you have a better chance of hitting the right lottery number.
Yeah.
When you have a busy environment, if you're not bringing the goods, you don't have to be innovative. We've talked about this before, but you better bring your A game to the table, and it better be good, and it better provide something that makes me want to go, I want to play this instead of that.
Right. Agreed.
And what was it? Was it
And we talked about
a
this.
High Guard? I think it was the High Guard CEO. I was reading an interview. It was either them or no, maybe it was Marathon. I don't know. It's one of them that actually admitted that. They're like, we have to give them a reason to want to stop playing what they're playing now and come play our game.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I don't think that there were enough reasons for a lot of these games for people to
Right.
again. We
And
talked
that's
a
it.
little bit about that last show as well. Is that that you have to have a reason for people to want to come and play your game and stop whatever game it is they're playing. And for most people,
Yeah.
that's really hard because of the nostalgia investment or whatever the reasoning is, right?
Absolutely.
Whatever the reasoning is. And then uh, we got wind this afternoon. Well, last week there were rumors flying around that I kind of ignored because I'm like, okay, we hear rumors all the time in the industry. But then Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg today reported that Sony is backing away from single-player PC ports. And I saw that, and my first reaction was, well, Sony hates money.
Right. I had that. I agree. I had that first reaction, and then I had an immediate second reaction.
Right.
That basically goes, do they, or is this sinking out of a cost because they don't feel like it's worth it?
Right. So Sony's, from what I've read, the couple articles that I've read, Sony's reasoning seems to be that PC ports of single player games cannibalize PS5 sales and reduce their console exclusivity value. Right? However, the counter argument to that people have been making all day is that these ports have been very profitable. Right? Horizon Zero Dawn on PC was a huge success. Spider-Man 2, we talked about this in the pre-show. Yeah. Spider-Man 2 sold 700,000 copies on Steam. I'm sorry.
Almost 2 years later.
Right. You released a game, and yeah, you had to do some work to get it on PC, but you got an extra almost, fucking almost 1 million copies out of the deal.
But what we don't know is what it cost them to get that there.
Right. Well, so here's the argument that I'm kind of coming around to agreeing with is the console exclusivity as identity argument. And what I mean by that, and I wrote this down because I wanted to make sure I got it right, is that like Sony has built their brand for you. I mean, since the PlayStation 2 and really the PS1, if you want to go back that far, on prestige single-player games. If you can play them on a PC, why should you buy a PS5? Because Microsoft has gone all in on day-and-date PC releases, and it's been complicated at best.
Well, Well, and we talked about that because in your console, you know what you're getting, right?
Right.
You know what all of the components are, you know what the specifications are, you can code to that. Once you move to the PC, now I've got a code for this that video card, this CPU, that CPU. It becomes exponentially more thing. And this is like, it kind of always reminds me back in the day when and by back in the day, I mean DOS. When you're installing games and you had to install a specific sound driver, a specific video driver.
Yep.
And that's per game. That's not just for your card. That's the game would ask you, which sound card do you have? Which video card do you have? Yeah. And so now all of that is kind of done in the background now, but they're still doing it.
Oh, yeah.
They still have to do it.
Oh, yeah. Well,
so,
The thing, and I mentioned this to you during the pre-show, but like the numbers may tell the story because Spider-Man 2, like I said, only finger quotes sold 700,000 copies on Steam. However,
Right.
however, putting your game out, 12 to 24 months after its PlayStation 5 launch
Right.
really
You still
actually
sold
tells the
almost a million
story.
copies.
But because they cannot have their cake and eat it too in this situation. The interest
Right.
in that game has likely
Was gone.
passed.
It was past.
People,
Absolutely.
it's not 1999 anymore. People are going to watch someone play the game on Twitch or YouTube versus
Right.
playing it
Absolutely.
themselves if they have to wait that long. Because I'm
Hmm.
sorry, the PlayStation 5 is a great console. I have one. It's in my living room. I've had one for years. I love it. I love playing God of War on it. It is an incredible exclusives machine. But I also knew what I was buying it for. The thing of it is, like I said, it's a
Right.
great console, but it also retails for over $500. Those facts
Right.
are related. Like,
Yes. Still cheap PC, but
right.
also more limited than a PC.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, and you're not. I don't know these days. I don't. You're not gonna buy. Oh, I want to play Spider-Man, so I'm gonna drop 600 on a PS5 and hope that there are other games that I want to play.
Right.
Now, it kind of
That's not
sounds a
happening
little
anymore.
hyperbolic, right? But it could be that that's the only game you want to play and like. So you're
Right.
just not going to drop
But
unless you have more money than you know what to do with. At which case, call me. Um,
right. In which case, hey,
you're
can I
not
have a
going to drop
job, please?
$600, right? $600 on on a console for one game.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I tend to agree that look, you're waiting almost 2 years anyway. You're literally getting it all. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so why? But I don't know. It makes you start to wonder. These things make me start to wonder what's going on that we don't know. If they're trying to cut cost,
Yeah.
why?
Why?
If they're doing so
Well,
well, why are you trying to trim the cost? Are you
well,
just trying to
well.
drive
Let's
your
be
profit
real.
up
But
higher?
let's look at this from Sony's specific point of view, right? Sony took a big swing on live service titles. They said we want to compete too, right? So
Right.
they bought up the dev for Concord. They bought
Yeah.
Bungie. They
Yeah.
asked Naughty
And
Dog to make a
so
multiplayer
far,
Last
that's
of Us
done nothing
title.
but kick them straight in the metaphorical jimmies.
And so far, all three of those have failed or been shut down.
Right.
So they have
Not a great
billions of
track
dollars.
record there, Sony.
Right. They have billions of dollars in investment that has gone pretty much nowhere. So at some point, they've got to find a way to recoup that money. And
Yeah.
they've kicked the can down the proverbial road long enough.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's
And
really
it
what's
sucks.
going on
Don't get me
here.
wrong. It sucks because
Yeah.
I looked forward to Horizon Zero Dawn coming to PC because that was great. I've never had a 5. I did have a 4
Yeah.
and played the but Jesus out of Horizon.
Dude, Horizon's so good.
So good.
So good. And that
And
new
if
that new
you get it on PC,
Horizon game
play it.
looks so good. So good.
Yeah.
But like,
So you know,
but because people talk about like the other thing is that like the interesting bit about that entire argument is that like a game like Days Gone, which sold terribly on the PS5 by comparison, did gangbusters on the PC because the PC could actually run it properly. Also, the game was pretty good.
Right.
Days Gone was pretty fun. I really enjoyed that
Yeah.
game. But so I think we're in this weird, like I'm in this weird position on this one because I understand exactly where Sony's coming from a business perspective. That being said, it sucks because my main gaming platform is my PC, and that means when Wolverine comes out in the fall, I'm gonna have to fire up. I'm gonna have to drag my PS5 in here to create content on it. I'm not jazzed about that. I'm just not. I can't get jazzed.
Yeah. Sure.
It just like that adds a whole nother layer of bullshit to my already annoying need to or my already annoying way I do just game streaming and stuff like that. All right,
Right.
it makes me not want to create content in a game I'm very excited about, and that's stupid.
Sure.
Right, that's a barrier.
Right. I agree. Totally. And we'll see. I mean, we'll see how long it lasts for one thing.
Right. Exactly. Now I
It may
do
not even
have
last.
yeah, right. I do have three like rapid fire questions for you to close out the show tonight. You ready for these? I didn't tell you about
Sure.
these. All right. All right.
Well, hang on. We still got three things to talk about real quick.
Oh, that's right. We do. You're right. You're correct.
So we can hit a couple of these really fast.
Yeah.
Black Flag remake.
Yay!
I find myself moderately interested, or I will at least check it out because Black Flag is awesome, and it is supposed to include nude content, not new content, not nude content.
Right.
Different game entirely. So that intrigues me, which is supposed to go more into, I guess, Edward Kenway's story. So that's cool. And that would be what brings me in because I played so much Black Flag that, without anything new, it can be prettier, but I'm
Yeah.
not that interested in playing
Fair.
it again.
I'll give you that.
But it's supposed to have new content.
Right.
The Minecraft Legacy console code leaked out this week. The original old school Minecraft Legacy console code that is playable on your PC.
Yep.
I don't know where it's at. I was just seeing a bunch of stuff about it, and whatever. It just I find that amusing more than anything else.
Same.
And then the Discord age verification thing. They've put out some more information on that.
Well,
of course they have delayed the rollout.
Yeah. They'll get there. Yeah.
2026 to the second half. They're also looking at. It's not necessarily all about your ID. They're also going to look at your account data. And they're going to look at things like, what are your payment methods? How old is your account?
Yep.
To kind of determine if you are not an adult. They are promising transparency with this. We'll see how that goes. They already have no choice in some countries. They're going to have to do this. And the reason they're saying they're doing this now and starting to look at worldwide is simply because the rest of the world is all looking at doing this.
Yep.
They're all doing it. And so if we get ahead of this, we can then say, look, our system works.
Yep.
And so I kind of get where they're coming from. I don't like it. Don't misunderstand me.
Yeah.
Whatever. But the laws are coming. They're coming everywhere. There's already places now, even in this country. California just put in a law about operating systems requiring age verification.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, that's what the point is. They want to get ahead of this.
My favorite part about that whole thing is when they announced they were delaying it. They said the phrase. They're like, "We want to make sure we get this right." Shouldn't that have been your goal in the first place?
That should have been your goal. Well, I think what they got wrong here, like most companies, is more the communication than anything else.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
So we'll see what happens.
They didn't have a PR guy like me going, "Hey, say this, not that."
But it's coming, whether we want it to or not. Some form of this is coming. It's okay. All right, rapid fire questions. Hit me.
All right. What game do you think this? What game this year do you think is going to surprise everyone, either good or bad?
Jesus, I don't know. Because right now I think everything we've been looking at is mostly out. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I can't answer that one.
My answer is Wolverine. I think
I don't know a lot about that one. I know it's coming. And that's the extent of my knowledge.
My other answer my answer was going to be Crimson Desert. But then literally today,
I don't think that's going to surprise anybody. The only thing that's going to surprise people is if it sucks.
Well, the thing of it is that all the content videos came out today, right? And I was like, well, fuck, because now all the little like first impressions and it actually runs this well on PC. That's all out. So like whatever, fine, all right, fine, fuck it. I can't use that one anymore. If you had to rescue one dead live service game from the cemetery that I talked about earlier and fund it yourself, which one would it be?
Live service?
Yes, live service. Yep. Ooh, all right, cool. Yep, all right, yep. That was my answer too, to be honest.
Maybe Outriders, but probably Anthem.
Fair.
Now, if I could rescue any game and bring it back,
and then what?
Kingdoms of Amalur.
Oh, yes. See, I was gonna say Daok, but technically Daok is still running. But it's not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the same. Yeah. And then what is the one thing that the gaming industry could do right now that would actually restore your faith in the industry?
Nothing. Not right now. I don't think there's one thing. There is no one thing. Um, you're gonna have to. And I don't even give a damn about transparency. You're gonna have to stop chasing the trends. You're gonna have to start making an effort to put out quality product. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to make. You're gonna have
My
to stop. Bring the damn budgets out off the moon, please.
yeah.
Bring them back home to where you can actually make a profit. Because right now you're not gonna ever make one.
My thing what I wrote down was to stop worrying about making money and
Yeah, well,
start
absolutely, but
making
that's unfortunately not gonna
but
happen.
hold on and to start focusing on making and selling a good video game again,
So
because
I don't
when
know
you
why this
do
triggered this
that
thought.
the money naturally shows
Right.
up.
Make a good game, money comes.
Right.
That's been proven time and time and time and time again. And we've talked about wanting this before, and now I'm starting to wonder, the conspiracy theorist in me, if Bungie's keeping this one in their back pocket for when Marathon goes belly up. Let's assume.
Yeah.
And this is a huge assumption, so don't at me. I'm not saying this is going to happen. This is a hypothetical.
At him,
Stay
chat.
with
At him.
me. Don't at me. Um, let's say we get 3 months down the road
Yeah.
and Marathon's player base is gone. You know where Bungie goes? Except for Sony just said we're not going to do it anymore. Except they are. This is a multiplayer game. It's not a single player game. You port Destiny 1 to PC.
You're fair. Okay. Yeah, their get out of jail free
That's your
card, as it
escape
were.
clause.
Yeah, that's their
That's your
escape
escape
clause.
clause. Well, Mactix today just put out or yesterday put out a thing starting a brand new Destiny 1 account.
Damn.
You know, you'd have to upgrade a little bit, like bring me mantling for Christ's sake. But other than that, I don't care. Actually, that's it. That's literally the only thing I want out of Destiny 2 into Destiny 1. Just give me the mantle.
Fair.
Other than
Yeah.
that,
Yeah,
leave
I would
everything the
agree.
same.
I would agree. Well, and so like I just
You don't even have to
I'm
update the graphics. It
I'm
looks fine.
in I'm in this weird thing because I constantly say, we're trying our best, we're doing our best. And I'm like, the industry is doing its best. Its best is a lot right now.
Right.
And it just
It really is.
I love gaming, and I mean, obviously I sit here every 2 weeks and talk about it with you. I stream we stream games on the internet to people. Like
Right.
we love the industry. I mean, you've been a part of the games industry in some form. I've been a part of the games industry in some form, whether it's talking about it or whether it's producing
Right.
D&D content that you've produced, this, that, the other thing, right? Like we love the industry. We want to see it succeed, and to see it constantly shoot itself in the foot over and over and over again is
Pretty
really
rough.
dumb. Games are still good. In fact, there is no better time to enjoy video games than right now. Games are still good. The business of games is extremely unwell, and that's a problem.
Correct.
It is a problem, right? But Cheeks, do you have
Correct.
anything else for the evening?
No, I think that's it. Once again, thank you to Bellavere for the Fallout player. I have to figure out how this thing works. I think kind of read the directions, which is kind of weird for me, but
My God,
yeah,
he's a man, and he read the directions. The world's coming to
I
an end.
did. Next, I'm going to ask for directions when I'm on a trip.
But as always,
That's why I
friends,
have a
thank you so much
GPS.
for hanging out. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. We'll be back with this show in 2 weeks. I'm Freebird. That's Cheeks. This is Aggressively Casual. You're still here. That means something. Maybe.
Ah,
Let's find someone to send you all to. Let's see. Who the hell
you're
is
right,
on
Val.
here?
We have become very jaded.
Oh, absolutely.
We have absolutely
Absolutely
become
we
very,
have.
very jaded.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, and some of that I think is not our fault. Some of it I think it is our fault.
Oh, absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely. I concur on both. Let's see. Wow. Sending these over to Raleigh. He's doing some WoW. He's the only one on right now that I trust. All right, friends. We love y'all. Take care. We'll talk soon.
See you guys.
Wait. I need to wait to use my executioner sentence. I forget that it's not.